Hey everyone, it's Tesla Chum here. It's Tuesday night here in Sydney, Australia, and you can see here that I'm going to start my charging for this 2023 black rear-wheel drive Tesla Model 3 with the LFP battery. Start charging at midnight because that's when my cheap electricity tariff kicks in at the super off-peak rate for Powershop, which is the electricity company I'm with. And we're going to charge to 100% because that's what Tesla recommends I do every week. And I'm going to do a best life range test. Yes, you heard me right. Best life. You've seen a lot of range tests out there on the internet where, they try to get the most out of the battery. But you know what? I want to live my life. I actually want to, have the aircon on. I want to drive like the way I drive. I want to, sit in the car with the AC on or the heater on. I want to watch YouTube, Netflix. I want to enjoy my Tesla Model 3. I don't want to scrimp on air conditioning. I don't want to go on eco or chill mode or whatever. I want to be on standard mode, standard regen. Okay, actually standard regen is good. But I just want to live my best life in this vehicle. And you know what? Sometimes the battery will drain, right? Like, for example, I've got sentry mode on in the shops or sometimes at work. And that will drain the battery. That's fair. And sometimes it's cold. Like overnight at the moment, it's quite cold in Sydney. Well, cold for me anyway. Single digit temperature degrees Celsius. So, with cold temperatures, the battery range will drop. You'll see some phantom drain. At least I haven't got sentry mode on overnight. That does drop it even more. But I digress. I will be living my best life for this range test and will charge to 100%, like I said, overnight. Wake up in the morning with 100%. Just do what I do every day. Go to work, drop the kids off at school, blah, blah, blah. And then we'll see how long the battery, or how many kilometers the battery can actually go for. And I'll do my very best to drop the percentage down to hopefully 5%, maybe less. I'll try my best anyway, without freaking out right at that lower number. And then we'll see. Hopefully I can get 350 kilometers. That's kind of what I'm aiming for this rear-wheel drive LFP battery Tesla Model 3 2023 build. With 57.5 kilowatt hour usable battery. I think probably a bit more because it's still a new-ish car. So yeah, stay tuned. In the morning we'll have 100% and then we'll go from there. So yep, best life range test in the 2023 Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive with LFP lithium iron phosphate battery here in Sydney, Australia in May/June of 2023, which is our late autumn, early winter. And I'm charging with my Tesla Gen 3 wall connector. 3-phase, which charges at 11 kilowatts max here in Sydney, Australia. 11 kilowatts max for Tesla Model 3 Model Y at the moment, even though this device is actually 22 kilowatt capable because it's 3-phase. But not many EVs at the moment are 22 kilowatts at the moment. Hey everyone, this is my future self just cutting in here. I've already done the range test. I'm cutting in as I'm editing the video, and I just remembered that I actually had recorded a vlog the next morning when the car was 100%, but I accidentally deleted it off my other camera, which means that you'll have to trust me that yes, the car was definitely 100% state of charge when I woke up the next morning, and the range was 439 kilometers. Okay, on with the video. Okay, so I just had sentry mode on for a couple of hours, currently at 91%. All right, let's head off. Okay, so at the end of day one, and again, I do apologize that I deleted the footage from this morning, so I can only give you my word that it was 100%. But anyway, we're currently at 83% state of charge up the top there, as you can see. And looking at the stats from today, since charge, I'll be looking at this every day. 58 kilometers, 8 kilowatt hours, 142 watt hours per kilometer. And like I said, living my best life, just leaving the aircon running, just doing what I do today, just driving around. Usual activities, including installing the rear screen from Hansshow today. So yes, had the doors open for a little while today too. So yeah, we'll continue our adventures of the range test, and I'll see you at the end of day 2 tomorrow. Okay, so just partway through day 2, I've just come back from half day at work, had sentry mode on for about maybe 3.5 hours. It was 83% this morning, didn't lose much range overnight, and it's now 79%. So we'll check in at the end of the day. Okay, so end of day 2, and yes, 69%. I didn't plan this, trust me, I just got home. And that is the stats for today. So Since charge, 107 kilometers, 15 kilowatt hours, 138 watt hours per kilometer. And I think anyway, but I'm pretty sure, once we confirm, that this statistic is just for the driving period. It doesn't actually take into account when you're stationary, like with Sentry mode, or if you've got AC on, or if you're just idle in the car. I think it's just when you're driving, but yeah, so really I think the number maybe should be inflated if you take into account the energy used for other things as well. So anyway, we'll see what happens at the end of the test. As it stands, day 2, 69%, still 138 watt hours per kilometer efficiency, 107 kilometers. All right, let's see what happens on day 3. All right, gang, end of day 3. I think it's day 3. I've kind of lost track. Anyway, it's 10:30. 56% stated charge. I did park at work for about, let's see, I think it was about 4 hours today, maybe longer, maybe about 5 hours. So Sentry mode was on the whole time. I think there were 2 events, so not too bad. Let's have a look at the economy. Okay, so 56% stated charge, and since the last charge, I've driven 156 kilometers. I've used 21 kilowatt hours of the battery at an economy of 135 watt hours per kilometer. So there we are. Not too bad. So let's touch base again on day 4 and find out how we're going with my best life range test. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to day 4. Yes, I think it's day 4. I've kind of lost track. But look, 50% state of charge, so we are down to the halfway point. And here is the current usage. So here we go. Since charge, 178 kilometers, 24 kilowatt hours, 137 watt hours per kilometer. So I'm kind of on track to hopefully tip over 350 kilometers for this 2023 rear-wheel drive Tesla Model 3 at the 50% mark. As I said before, I think these stats relate only to driving. It doesn't actually take into account anything like being stationary or being idle or Sentry mode or anything else that might drain the battery, just purely driving efficiency. Because if you think about it, 50%, right, for this 57.5 kilowatt hour usable battery, the halfway point, it really should be about 28 kilowatt hours, but it's only 24 kilowatt hours, which means that we've lost about 4 kilowatt hours from stationary so-called phantom drain, or just usage from other things, other devices, other processes. So interesting at this point at 50%. And yeah, stay tuned for more information. Morning, everyone. Monday morning. I didn't drive the car all of yesterday. We took the Model Y instead. And on Saturday, I was sitting in the car for a couple of hours, Sentry mode, just waiting. And yeah, so 36% state of charge right there. And let's have a look at the stats. So since charge, we've done 229 kilometers. Racked up 31 kilowatt hours of energy and driving at 135 watt hours per kilometer efficiency, and from birth 141 watt hours per kilometer. So there we go. That is the current state of play on day 5 or 6, I think it is. All right, so at the end of the same day, 22% state of charge. I probably spent about 8 hours parked at work with Sentry mode on. A few events as well, so that might have caused some drain. But here we go. So since the last charge, 274 kilometers, 37 kilowatt hours. Same efficiency, 135 watt hours per kilometer. So we're on track to at least go over 300. Hopefully get close to 350 as well. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. All right, so just starting the day at work, 18%, which means that Sentry mode is not available. So yeah, that's the downside of being such a low state of charge. So we'll be here for a couple of hours, well, more than a couple of hours, probably about 3 or 4 hours, maybe more, 4 to 5 hours. And then we'll head off after that. Hopefully we'll last the whole day and then we can charge tomorrow morning. We'll see. Okay, so we are down to the last 7%. And yes, the car is getting very anxious, getting warnings like, Sentry mode currently unavailable, insufficient charge. And then this one, battery very low. Vehicle consumes battery power while idle. Charge now to ensure vehicle will start and avoid potential battery damage. We recommend charging now. Yes, of course you do. And I just want to get a bit more range out of the car and then we will charge the car. Don't worry. Don't panic. Model 3. Just want to quickly show you there we go. Since charge, 330 kilometers, 136 watt hours per kilometer. Try to get that last 20 kilometers out if we can tonight. I probably have to charge tonight because I've got a big day ahead of me tomorrow as well. So stay tuned. Almost there. And here's another panic-stricken message from the car. plan your next charge. You are almost too far from known charging locations. Okay, I get the hint. Okay, everyone, 2% state of charge. And currently I've done 350 kilometers, so I've pretty much reached my target of what I wanted to achieve at the start of this range test, this best life urban range test with, just turning on the AC and sentry mode and just enjoying life and not worrying too much. But I still managed to get 350 kilometers out of this test. 48 kilowatt hours used. I'll explain after I charge up why it's not matching the 57.5 kilowatt hour usable battery. So stay tuned to the end. And a driving efficiency of 136 watt hours per kilometer as well. And if we just press the percentage here to see how much range left, what the car thinks how much left, it'll be another 10 kilometers. So I think 10 kilometers plus 350 kilometers, so roughly about 360 kilometers of best life range in this rear-wheel drive 2023 Tesla Model 3 LFP battery from the Shanghai Gigafactory. Alright, so I'm just topping up at my local Jolt DC charger. It gives me 25 kilowatts. I'm effectively getting 21 kilowatts really, but 7 free kilowatt hours per day, so I might as well use that quota to just get the battery up a little bit higher, then I can charge the rest at home. There we go, so 5%, and obviously I'm not going to wait 3 hours here. I'll just top up a little bit, then charge the rest at home as I said. And yeah, you see how the stats all reset there, but I still get the from birth, what I call from birth, which is the since I took delivery of this car. I must say too, the power of the car was never limited, even with the low state of charge at 2%. So that's different to the BYD Atto 3, which I had earlier this year in 2023, when I did the similar urban range test, and at 2%, it limited my power to 10 kilowatts, so I could only go very, very slowly at the end of the range test. So interesting to note too, in case you want to go as low as I did for your vehicle, if you don't have off-street charging, if you need that extra bit of range right to the end, good to know your power is not limited towards the end. Okay, just finishing up here. Let's put it back in. Alright, thank you very much, Jolt. Okay, so I plugged my car in finally after, I guess, almost a week of not charging. And blue light means it's scheduled to charge, which means that you can see under the charging menu that yes, I've scheduled a charge at midnight at this location, which is my home. That's because I am with Powershop, which gives me a discounted rate, or very, very discounted actually, 7.49 cents per kilowatt hour from midnight to 4 a.m. And yeah, so that's when I'll charge and get it back to 100%, and then I'll check in tomorrow morning to see what the range is at 100%. So stay tuned. Hey, good morning everyone, and yes, managed to charge the car to 100% last night. I totally forgot to check the range this morning, but I can assure you that it was very close to 439 kilometers, which is what the other apps like this TestLogic app has been showing me at full charge. So yeah, 439 kilometers according to the rated range of the car. The WLTP range of this vehicle is 491 kilometers. So we managed to get 350 kilometers when the battery got down to 2%. So that means 98% of the battery, and the trip computer was telling us 48 kilowatt hours was used. Interestingly, charging the vehicle last night at home from I think it was 6% to 100%, the Tesla app showed me that it added 57 kilowatt hours, which means that I guess the usable battery at the moment is about 60 kilowatt hours. So let's just say 57 kilowatt hours that we charged, of which we used 48 kilowatt hours to propel the car 350 kilometers, which means that about 9 to 10 kilowatt hours was actually quote unquote wasted or drained doing other things like, I don't know, sentry mode or keeping the battery warm or other processes that you can see in this TestLogic app if I just scroll side to side here. So from here, like you can see, of the current usage from the battery, 1 kilowatt is used for, even if the car's stationary, Most of it's either going to climate control or to other processors, I guess. I think the running lights are on at the moment. So, yeah, interesting, isn't it? A lot of energy is just keeping the car going without actually any propulsion at all. So there we go. There's my range test, everyone, in this 2023 LFP rear-wheel drive Tesla Model 3. Well, best life real-world range test where I didn't really try to control too much. Just did what I normally do when I drive and commute and live life, I guess, here in Sydney, Australia. Just doing things like dropping the kids off at school, going to work, waiting for kids, shopping, daily stuff, you know, things that hopefully you would also be doing as well in your daily life, wherever you are. So thanks for watching, everyone. I've just put the speedo back on so you can see the TestLogic app there. I'll leave all the links to all the stuff that I feature as well, like this this app here, and other things you've seen on the channel in the video description below, as always. Otherwise, yeah, thanks so much for watching, and until the next Ludicrous Feed video, happy charging.